Assalamualaikum and good morning, children. Has everyone in the class had breakfast? Okay, very good. So children, kindly pick up the small pieces of trash beside or under your chair. Okay, so before we start to our new lesson, please remain standing as we do the prayer. May I call the attention of Mr. Abbas to lead the prayer? Thank you, Abbas, for leading the prayer. And now let me check your attendance. Please say present once your name is called. Abbas, Abdul Malik. Alhamdulillah, I'm so glad we're all here today. Your presence means we can learn, share ideas, and grow together. So, before we start, we will first sing a song. So, Teacher Nadjah will sing first, and after it will be your turn. Do you understand? So, before we start to our new lesson, Teacher Nadjah has some rules, okay? So, first, listen to the teacher. Second, raise your hand to talk. When you want to answer a question or you have a question regarding our lesson, you raise your hand, okay? Okay, so third, be respectful and sit nicely in your chair. Do you understand? Okay, so you may not sit, everyone. So, just checking in. How's the assignment from our last class going? Raise your hand if you finish. Okay, so if you're done with it, kindly pass it to the front of the row and I'll collect them. So, let's start with a quick review. Who can tell me what we discussed last class? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Anyone? Yes, Nurhana. Yes, very good, Nurhana. We have tackled last meeting about cells. So now who can tell me what is cells? Yes, Aina? Very good, Aina. Cell is the building blocks of life. It is crucial for us humans or living things because it also provides us nutrition and energy. So since you already know our last topic, let's move on to our next topic. So now, our topic is all about ecosystem and body interaction. So didn't our first topic was all about cells, right? So what do you mean by ecosystem? Anyone? Nahara. Very good, Nahara. Your classmate gave us clue about what ecosystem means. So Nahara said ecosystem is a community where living things like plants, animals, peoples, and non-living things like water, soil, or air interact and depend on each other, like a forest or a pond. So let's proceed to our proper discussion. So, have you ever wondered how the trees we breathe under help our lungs work or why clean rivers keep us healthy? So today, we'll explore how the world around us, our forest, rivers, and all living things is connected to our own bodies. So every plant, animals, and even the air and soil play a part in keeping us strong, and our actions affect them. So many people only think of animals when they learn of ecosystem, but in reality, an ecosystem has animals, plants, and non-living things too. Animals need to be hide inside rocks and dead trees. So water is needed to drink and some animals live in the water. So air is a non-living part of an ecosystem as well. All animals need air. Some ecosystems provide special service for the entire world. For example, even though rainforests only cover 6% of air, they produce about 40% of the oxygen in the atmosphere through photosynthesis. So other ecosystems produce food, medicines, and helpful materials like rubber and lumber. So let me ask you a question. Is all organisms only survive in an ecosystem when their specific needs are met? So that's right. All organisms have needs such as food, water, and air. So if the needs of the organism in the ecosystem are not met, they cannot survive. Animals usually need food, water, and shelter. For example, if deer need to eat grass and the place they live in their ecosystem no longer has grass, so they have to move somewhere else or risk not surviving. So when you think of an ecosystem, such as forest, there are many organisms that are important. Trees, deer, plants, birds, squirrels, and insects are prominent members of the ecosystem. So there are many more organisms that live in an ecosystem that are not noticeable. And did you know that there are many different kinds of organisms? Because we often forget about all the bacteria, fungus, and tiny insects that are equally important. Ecosystems depend on many organisms to keep them in balance. When that balance is disrupted, organisms cannot thrive, and some may even die. So possible disruption caused by humans include pollutions, deforestation, land development, or removing too many resources like water. So making wise choices to protect ecosystem will help all the living things continue to live and thrive. It's important to remember that not all these disruptions are caused by humans. So some happen naturally. Did you understand? So now let's proceed to the examples of different types of ecosystem. So first, a small puddle can be its own ecosystem. All the organisms need to have a well-balanced ecosystem can exist on a small scale. Number two, using too much fertilizer can damage ecosystem. So in some cases, pesticides kill a lot more bugs than they are intended to. So this means less bugs to eat for some animals. It causes disruptions in the balance of the whole ecosystem. So the third one, ecosphere are ecosystem you can have on your disk. So these many ecosystems are completely balanced and only require a source of sunlight. So they can contain algae and shrimp which make food for each other. Understood the examples of ecosystem? That's good then. So since you already understand our topic today, let me give you a short activity.